The most challenging planetary energy to comprehend is most likely Neptune. Neptune is linked to ambiguous, illusory, ill-defined, and even fictitious components of the world. Its nature is difficult to define. It is an energy that opposes everything Saturn represents, even more so than Uranus. Neptune is unreality if Saturn is reality. Neptune represents the ego's denial. Saturn represents the ego. Neptune is beyond time and space in a universe that is either infinitely dimensioned or non-dimensioned. Saturn represents our concept of time and space. For mystics, Neptune represents the deity and truth. This planet is not the source of energy. Rather, it is an agent or a reflection of it. Nirvana, where all individuality is combined into a limitless oneness of existence and consciousness, is symbolized by Neptune at the ultimate level. Rather, the planet resembles the Hindu goddess Maya, who is actually a concept of philosophy. Maya is an illusion, particularly the illusion of the physical universe, and it is also the path that leads to ultimate truth, much like the planet Neptune. However, Neptune is not as involved with the physical universe as Maya. Its illusions typically include a deviation from the generally acknowledged laws of the physical universe. Saturn, not Neptune, is the source of the belief that the truth also resides in the reality of the physical universe. Therefore, in the philosophical sense, both of these planets reflect Maya in its various manifestations. Most people find it very difficult to deal with Neptune energies because, in order to succeed in the everyday world, one needs to be able to manage the influence of Saturn, and dealing with both planets at once is difficult. There are unbounded possibilities on the Neptune planet, with the exception of rules that are arbitrary and imposed at specific times and locations to allow for the divine dance that we refer to as reality. It's challenging to manage Saturn and Neptune simultaneously. The ability to play the game of reality fully and utterly, as though it were real in the purest sense, while simultaneously understanding deep down that it is not, is a requirement. Being responsible and conscious of Saturn's laws, one must be able to live in its universe without needing its support. The compulsion for structure associated with Saturn is incompatible with Neptune. This is referred to as detachment, the act of playing the game as if it were true, despite the fact that it is not. One cannot even be attached to oneself because the ego, or the shape of one's being known as oneself, is not really real. This is why Neptune is an ego-defying force. In the presence of Neptune, the illusion of the ego is revealed. Neptune is a symbol for experiences that cloud the ego, which requires a feeling of a safe ultimate reality to function. Higher manifestations emerge when one is comparatively comfortable with Neptune. Neptune's insight that the ego is not really who we are enables us to sacrifice ourselves for the things we believe in, for truth, and for greater purposes. Jupiter, Pisces' traditional ruler, is now more difficult to see. Jupiter seeks knowledge, whereas Neptune and Pisces both place a high value on trust. Jupiter can be boastful and domineering, in contrast to Neptune and Pisces, which are more reserved and meek. Jupiter shares a religious component with both Pisces and Neptune, which may be the primary relationship. Jupiter's affinity with integration, the relationship between parts and wholes, is the direct cause of this. Jupiter, however, is more closely linked to theology than to first-hand mystical experience. It is the priest, not the mystic. The final sign of the zodiac, Pisces, represents the inner self getting ready to withdraw from the outside world. It is tidying up the odds and ends that the other 11 signs haven't yet addressed. The zodiac sign of Pisces is the most sensitive, and your emotions are intense and profound. You are eloquent and reflective. Since the world is not your habitat, you have a strong yearning to leave it. To maintain your composure, Pisceans must withdraw from social interaction and seek solitude. Some of you escape from reality by reading, maladaptive daydreaming, or sleeping. Obsessive reliance on alcohol or drugs is frequently a means of escape for those who are disconnected from their actual selves. You become the target of obsessive beings from lower psychic levels as a result of your psychic sensitivity. People born under the sign of Pisces have a deep-seated sense of pride. Pisceans can do great things when you're in touch with the deep source of who you are. Some of you frequently overwork because you never feel like you're doing enough, which strains and stresses your body. You don't focus on it sufficiently, and that can turn your temple into a tavern, which leads to a tremendous deal of suffering. Your body is the living spirit's temple. Like Scorpio, Pisces has to get past their sensuous reaction to life. You should indulge yourself and gratify your senses. By being aware of your resources for methodical implementation, you can present your ideas in a solid or beautiful manner. This allows you to help, soothe, and heal others. This creates a sense of universal belonging for everyone. You can commit to establishing with others the standards and ideals that you believe are valuable. You can then combine those principles that have the ability to heal with others by using your Pisces sensitivity to uncover their hidden reasons and ambitions. Understanding your personal principles allows you to relate to other people's desires with compassion without compromising your integrity. This can boost your vitality, well-being, and value to the other person as well as to yourself.